Okay, good morning all of you. Today in the session of class 12 maths, today we are going to start with types of functions. That is the topic for today. What are the different types of functions? In the previous session we did types of relations, and today the topic is types of functions. So basically, if you see this, this is called a um, mapping. It is called a mapping. Actually, this kind of a diagram is called an arrow diagram. But in class 11, you have studied that when you draw arrow diagram for a function, it is called a mapping. So this is an arrow diagram which has been drawn for a function, so we call it a mapping. So on the left side you have 1, 2, 3, and on the right side you have A, B, C, and it is called 1 to 1 on 2. Now why is it called 1 to 1? Because everyone on the left is mapping with 1 on the right. So 1 to 1, like 1 is mapped to A, 2 is mapped to B, 3 is mapped to C, so 1 to 1. And on to, because you will notice that there is no element on the right which is unmapped. Like everybody on the right has been involved in the mapping. So 1 to 1 because 1 is mapping with 1, and onto because there is nobody on the right who is unmapped. Next we come to 1 to 1 into. So as the name suggests, this is also 1 to 1 because everybody in the left is mapped to somebody on the right, and there is at least one element on the right which is unmapped. You will notice that D is unmapped, so it is called into. So this is onto and this is into. Now what about this one? This is many to 1 because you can see that 1 and 2 both are mapping to A. So many to 1, like many are mapping to 1. So many to 1, and here 3 is mapped to B. So it is many to 1 and it is on to, because on the right hand side everybody is involved in mapping. So it is on to. And this one is many to 1 into. Why? Because on the right hand side there is one element C which is not involved in the mapping. So that is why it is many to 1 but it is into. So that means, broadly speaking, a function can be 1 to 1, a function can be many to 1, a function can be onto, a function can be into. So broadly speaking, these are the type of functions. So any function which is 1 to 1, okay, any function which is 1 to 1, it is called an injective function or injection. Okay, all functions which are 1 to 1, they are called injective function or injection. So this one is also an injection. And any function which is onto is called surjective function or surjection. Okay, any function which is onto is called surjective function or surjection. So that means this one is also surjection, right? And a function which is 1 to 1 onto both. Okay, if a function is 1 to 1 and onto both, if it is both 1 to 1 as well as onto, then that function is called bijection. It is called bijective function, and it is also called bijection. So a function which is 1 to 1 as well as onto is called bijective function or bijection. So these are the 4 types of functions. 1 to 1 onto, 1 to 1 into, many to 1 onto, and many to 1 into. Among them, those which are 1 to 1, they are called injection. Like this is injection, this is injection. Those which are onto, they are called surjection. So this is surjection, this is surjection. And those which are both 1 to 1 as well as onto, they are called bijection. Like for example, this function is bijection, right? So this is the topic, type of functions. So homework first question is the function f which maps real numbers to real numbers fx is x cube minus 1 is what type of function? Options are 1 to 1, onto, bijection, and neither 1 to 1 nor onto. So this is a first homework question. The function f which maps real number to real number fx is x cube minus 1 is what type of function? Is it 1 to 1, onto, bijection, neither 1 to 1 nor onto? This is the first homework question. Okay, all of you, these are the homework questions which you have to submit by 9 pm of tomorrow, that is 9 pm of Thursday. The first question is the function f which maps r to r, fx is x cube minus 1, is 1 to 1, is on to, is bijection, is neither 1 to 1 nor on to. Then second question, f maps r to r, fx is cos x and x is a real number. So it is 1 to 1 but not on to, it is on to but not 1 to 1. It is both 1 to 1 and on to, it is neither 1 to 1 nor on to. Question number 3, the function f maps real to real, fx is x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. It is 1 to 1 but not on to but not 1 to 1. It is both 1 to 1 and on to, it is neither 1 to 1 nor on to. Number 4, fx equal to x cube plus 5x plus 1. So fx is 1 to 1 but not on to, it is on to but not 1 to 1, it is 1 to 1 and on to, it is neither 1 to 1 nor on to. So these are the 5 homework questions and you have to submit the homework by 9 pm tomorrow, that is by 9 pm Thursday. So I'll end the session now. Bye all of you.